So now that it's March 2025, we can all get excited because the Murakami Cherry Blossom is about to drop chapter 2 of this 3-part collab, but I'm going to hold your hand while I say this. You're not going to be able to get any. Let's start at the beginning in 2005, I should say, when Murakami's Cherry Blossom initially dropped. This was a collab that started out with Marc Jacobs, and it originally started with the multicolor collection, which was only supposed to be like a blip, and then ended up going well over a decade. Thank goodness I got my hands on a couple of very fabulous pieces behind me. But because of the huge commercial success of the initial Murakami drop, they went back for more and more and more. I think there was like a good 5, 6, 7 iconic collaborations between Takashi Murakami, Marc Jacobs LV, and Cherry Blossoms just happened to be one of them. Cherry Blossoms, oh my gosh, was almost, caveat asterisk, as iconic as the original multicolor collection itself. I dare you to go back in time and literally try and find an it girl or a hot TV show or literally any number of middle and high schoolers with the fake stuff. I said what I said, save space. We were all there, millennials. Don't pretend we weren't. Just like you, I was equally excited, if not more, when I heard they were like, hey besties, psst, there's going to be another drop. We're going to have an anniversary collection of all of this beautiful stuff. And then the multicolor drop hit. It was just disappointment after disappointment after disappointment. First of all, underwhelming design, and then the launch hit. And I called it. I was like, the bandeaus are gonna go, like the card holders, the little SLGs, like the less expensive things were gonna go really fast. And then we find out you have to be like VVIC, and then the VICs could order, and then us normies could order, and then they were in stores. Well, at least they hit stores, because rumor has it, Cherry Blossom is gonna go much more differently. So we were finding out like, okay, this is truly like super limited. Like, who knew that LV would say, hey, something's limited edition and actually mean it for once? That was wild. I must be like a wee little peon. Listen, I will be the first to admit I am not the biggest Louis Vuitton shopper. You know, there are things that I like from the brand, but I don't need to have LV everything. Sadly enough, even though I do make, you know, yearly purchases, I am not a prestige client. Maybe prestige is VVIC and they're like the people on the blogs and the forums are just calling it something else, but apparently there is a new level of LV holydom that you can reach called prestige. I would love to know if you're prestige, let me know like how much you had to spend to get there, because that is fascinating. I would love to know. Those people have already been able to pre-order. Some pre-orders are already out there. Then it's going to go trickle down, and then the next pre-order launch that us normies can kind of prepare for is going to be March 14th. That's the number I keep seeing tossed around out here on the blogs and the forums. Of course, as we get a little bit closer, I might have to do another emergency filming. Honestly, as soon as I'm done filming this, they'll probably drop the entire lookbook and I'll have to refilm it all anyway. But as we get more information, I will update you guys maybe in a future video. Then they drop in stores, and I say that plural loosely. They drop in stores on March 21st, just in time for Cherry Blossom events over in Japan. Why did I say stores loosely? As in like plural, two. Literally two. Rumor has it that here in the United States, they're only going to drop it in 2 stores, New York City and Miami. That's it. Apparently, according to the blogs. If that's true or not, I would be shocked if it was true, but honestly, it might make it be a little bit more, I don't know, less of a show than the original like multicolor drop we had back in January, because guys, that was a bloodbath. It was not pretty. These brands, Louis Vuitton, Coach, I can think of a handful of them that are like really hot brands right now. They're playing dangerously with this whole like FOMO engine for creating buzz around their new products. So when you're dropping a new line, especially when that's going to be hot, limited edition, and super special, you better make sure that each individual piece has a box, has enough ribbon, and whatever little inserts and things you want to throw in, because if you don't, I am so sorry. If I had waited and gone through all that trouble and literally gone to battle to get my hands on, like, let's say a Speedy, like, or what was the other one I really liked? The Dauphine was actually a vibe. I would expect, especially after paying over $3,000 for coated canvas, I said what I said, save space, you damn well better make sure I have a box. That's all I have to say. Yes, there's been like designer renderings out there floating around now for a couple of months, and I know a lot of people have made videos on that, but I knew LV. I knew this was not going to be the final design. There have been some tweaks, and a lot of you aren't happy about it, so we're going to dive into that. But before we do that, hey guys, my name's Caleb. I post luxury and lifestyle related content several times a week, both here over on YouTube and on my website, curatedbycaleb.com. It's an entire blog of life and luxury, and there's even a store with my curated finds. Hello, Curated by Caleb. It's a moment. So go and check that out. Also consider joining our membership. We have an amazing engaged community with a very healthy Discord, members meetups. They even have a discount over at my website. We have a ton of fun, and I even unbox some special things just for my members first. So if you want a first sneak peek, or if you want to come to the members meetup, which is coming up very soon, join the membership. More deets will be over in the Discord. Now, let's first kick this list off with a few wins, and then we'll get into kind of some of the disappointments. So first up, the Speedy 25. Listen, the Speedy is iconic. Audrey Hepburn was famous for carrying her Monogram Speedy way back in the day. I cannot think of a moment in time while I've been collecting bags that I didn't have the Speedy in some iteration in my collection, whether that be the multicolor I have now, a couple of Eppies in the past, Monogram. Like, I have always had this iconic shape in my collection. And the Speedy 25, it's going to be $27.70. Take all of the pricing I'm going to give you today with a huge grain of salt, like a whole shaker of salt, because this could change at any moment. The new Speedy is going to be $27.70, and I think it's super cute. I think that for this iteration, and especially with how disappointing the original multicolor, well, not the original, I love my original, but the last multicolor dropped Speedy was, I'm gonna have to give this one a win. I really ragged on the one last time, and a lot of you disagreed with me, so save space, but this one's kind of a win for me. I love that it has just like a sprinkling of the cherry blossoms through the one side. It does come with the charm, which is kind of exciting. Of course, it's the bandolier, so you're gonna have that crossbody strap, top handle carry. The charm, like, am I a big charm guy? No. I do wish that the charm was a little bit more intricate, if you will. In my opinion, it's just kind of like colored and stamped leather and then just kind of sewn around the sides. Like, actually cut out all those leather pieces and sew them down. I think that's a lot more impressive than this execution. But I know a lot of you are going to be looking for this charm on the secondhand market, or the pre-owned market, I should say. It's going to be an iconic moment, right? If you buy this, please don't separate them. Keep all your stuff together. But again, it's your money. You do you. We're gonna give the Speedy a win, right? It's a win. It's pretty good. Now, another one that I'm really excited about, again, is the bucket bag. Listen, I am in my shoulder bag era. I am loving big squishy bucket bags. I have my Ralph Lauren fringe that I'm still excited to carry this spring, but this one is super friggin' cute. And just like the cherry blossom Speedy we saw, comes with some extras of its own. It's got that cute little coin purse that clips onto the inside with a chain, and overall, really classic design. Now, probably the most true to its original design is going to be the Pochette Accessoire. It's going to be absolutely gorgeous. I think, if I remember right, didn't Regina George have a fake version of this, or did she have the multicolor? Let me know down in the comments, Mean Girls fans, because that was so this era, the LVs and the Murakami, and it was just such a fun time to be into luxury fashion at the time. But this one, it's pretty iconic, so we still have the rivets around the top, which A+, that's a win. We have the cute little bow on the front with the lock hanging from it. Overall, super charming. I think it's going to come with, of course, an extra chain, which is kind of interesting. I like how they have like the different links with the rivets in between. Now, price-wise, I'm guessing it's going to be kind of close to what we saw with the Murakami drop. Like, it was 60 days ago. I can't imagine they've had, I mean, it's LV. They probably have had another price increase since then. I'm assuming the prices are going to be pretty close in line. Now, another bag that I really like is the Papillon. I know it sounds crazy, but there's just something, it's classic, it's effortless. Of all of the dropped iterations of this cherry blossom line, I feel like this could have been around the very first time, right? Like, it's iconic. I love the little corner patches of the Keta. We have the addition of the chain. We have the rivets on the strap. Like, they nailed this one. If I were to get a cherry blossom piece, this would probably be my favorite thus far. Now, am I a big cherry blossom guy? Like, listen, we all know I can't really pull off the color pink. I'm only wearing it for this video. Not really my vibe. Would I like an SLG? Sure. Like, maybe the Victorine wallet would be cute. Whole bag, probably not. Like, not my vibe, but if I were, that I think is going to be the winner. The on the go, listen, historically, I'm not an on the go fan. Like, I like it. I would probably, if I had to get an on the go, would be the Fornasetti collab. That is like, aside from the original Murakami and Robert Wilson and Steven Sprouse collections, the Fornasetti coin and cameo collection was like peak S tier. Like, I have the bandeau from that collection. I need more. But this on the go, it's pretty freaking cute. And much like the Speedy, we're going to see like an extra charm on there as well. Guys, two things. Two things are going to be really disappointing. One, I'm going to hold your hand when I tell you this. I'm holding your hand a lot today, by the way, but I'm going to hold your hand while I tell you this. So far, it doesn't look like there's going to be a pink background monogram with the cherry blossoms. It's only going to be the brown and gold monogram. So that's loss number one. Well, aside from not being able to get it in the first place, but loss number one. Number two, the Papillon. I love the Papillon. Twiggy was known for carrying her Papillon. Again, another icon of the brand. With this one, you're going to get the little extra barrel that sits through the handles. Super cute, 100% a vibe. But why couldn't they just put the rivets on the strap? Like, and actually the original Papillon, Charlotte carried it when she's shopping for gefilte fish in Sex and the City. It had like the whole flap with the bow. You know what? No. The whole Papillon as a whole is a loss because the original Papillon from the watercolor collection was just S tier. It was amazing. They truly redesigned a lot of the iconic bags to fit into the Murakami collection. So we had A, bags that had never existed before, B, bags like the Papillon had like the extra flap over the barrel with the extra hardware and the Vachetta. They went for it. This time around, it's all just kind of feeling quick and dirty almost. Like it's just kind of like, okay, like we can just like print the canvas and put it on that and oh, nah, throw on a silly little clochette. A lot of it's kind of disappointing. It's missing the mark for me as a whole. The Papillon really disappointed me because of all the bags from the original Cherry Blossom, the Papillon was my favorite, especially in the pink. Like, hello. 100% a vibe. Sticking to this monogram, of course, we're going to see things like the Keepall that's also going to have that goofy little charm on it. We're going to see more of those cute little like crossbody trunks, which are a vibe, but also incredibly expensive. I'd hate to see what they would cost for this collection. Well, probably the same as the multicolor, so take that with a grain of salt. Now let's talk about the luggage. Who wants to talk about the luggage? I do. Again, with the crazy priced luggage. So you can get the original Horizon 55 for $39.50. I could almost be okay with that. Listen, I have LV luggage. I don't fly with it, but I have it. But for the rolling trunk at 12,300, I pack a lot, and if I pack a lot, $12,000 better be able to carry it all. That does not would not cut it. Did any of you buy that from the original, like the last multicolor drop? Let me know in the comments. I'm just curious. Do you fly with it? I'm not talking about your Horizons. I don't care. Horizon folks, step aside. Rolling trunk, do you guys carry that on flights? Like commercial flights? Be honest, I want to know. Let's shift away. Let's pivot, if you will. I like saying pivot. And let's talk about pink. How are you going to get pink cherry blossom with this chapter 2 drop is what we're calling it. You're going to have to find that through either the Empreinte leather or the Epi leather. Talk about disappointing. The Marilini, I think, is a really cute bag for LV. It's kind of like that whole, what was that called? The scam bag, the multi pochette. What did people call that on the purse forum? Was it the scam bag where it was all just like the different pochettes and like a belt and oh, it's a new bag, kind of giving that utilitarian energy, but being a little bit more buttoned up, a little bit more refined. And what I've always enjoyed about it is like when the little thing there in the front slides into the pocket, the LV actually shows through the cutout. This time it doesn't really line up or do anything. It looks like you can just kind of see some of the petals through it, which kind of a miss. I don't know if they needed to like redesign it to fit the collection or should we have skipped this collection altogether? I don't know, but you do get another charm with it. I think this is a different charm. And then with the Epi, we're going to see things like the Alma. A lot of you love the Alma, so this is going to be another fun way to buy in to the cherry blossom motif. It's going to be about $27.70 for the Epi Mini Alma BB. And then we have the Neo Noe BB, which I think is incredibly freaking cute. So this is going to be done in the Empreinte leather, I believe, with the cherry blossoms, and some of the trunks actually have cherry blossom appliques, and they went really heavy with enamel. So we're going to see enamel on a few of the capucines. We see it on the drawstring on the Neo Noe BB. I don't know if they lost the craftsmanship, but like LV used to have a whole thing on enamel, especially way back. I forget which collection it was, but it was like Japanese masks is what's coming to my mind. And like the enamel work on that was absolutely stunning. And then I see close-ups of the enamel work on this capucines, and it's just like I can see, I know they're hand painted, so I shouldn't complain. I don't know. It just doesn't feel like LV 20 years ago is what I'm trying to say. However, the capucines with the beaded cherry blossoms on the pink Torion leather, it's kind of a vibe, right? It's kind of cute. And I do like the strap that comes with that one. Of course, it's going to be the teeny tiny capucine, so you're not going to get anything inside of it, but it's got like a chain strap that's woven with leather and a leather break in the middle. Super freaking cute. There's also going to be an alligator capucines, which is absolutely stunning. It looks like it has like a pink crystal LV on the front and a bejeweled cherry blossom charm. Of all the applique charms, that's probably my favorite just because it's so ridiculously over the top. It's fabulous. But when it comes to that cherry blossom enamel that I was complaining about, let me know in the comments. Am I overreacting? I might be. It's not the worst I've ever seen. Maybe it's just this photo and this angle. It could be absolutely stunning in person. Who knows? I haven't seen it yet. I probably never will. But with the pink Torion leather and just that touch of cherry blossom, it's a fun way to buy into the aesthetic while still keeping kind of more of a classic bag design and shape. You're just having like a little nod to the cherry blossom. I do think it's a very tasteful application. And then the trunks, guys, these trunks are insanity. I cannot imagine what they're going to cost. I'm sure we'll find out once the actual price breakdown drops online. But with these, each of those little cherry blossoms and their petals are nailed in to the actual trunk itself. Fabulous, over the top, 100%, but kind of a vibe. I could see this being enclosed in like a glass case for like a coffee table or a side table, or even just like a really fabulous piece in your dressing room. Again, just iconic. It's a moment. Of course, we're going to be seeing some cosmetics bags. They're about $1,000. The large zippy wallet, which I have in Suhali, absolutely stunning. Am I as upset about this collection as I was multicolor? Not nearly as much. Multicolor was 100% my vibe. Like, I loved multicolor. I would always ogle over it whenever it was on like TV, or if you saw it on like the purse forum, and I always wanted some multicolor. In fact, actually, multicolor was still in stores when I started buying LV back in like 06, 07. So like actually seeing it in stores was just iconic. There's some old photos of my husband and I trying on bags at the Indianapolis LV way back in the day when it was still within inside Saks Fifth Avenue. Dating myself here. And there's all this like LV multicolor in the background, and it was just such a fun time to shop at LV. The Marc Jacobs era was just peak LV for me, like just iconic. Kind of makes me miss it. Like that was kind of the death of luxury when he left LV, and I don't know, LV just hasn't been what it was back in the day, but it's kind of fun to relive some of this nostalgia as it comes up. And I don't know, the cherry blossoms, like I said, it was never really my thing as much as multicolor. So, I mean, I could take it or leave it this time around. Like, it doesn't bother me one way or the other. It's just, like I said, it's fun, and like the hype and the FOMO, and it's all just kind of fun to get wrapped up in. And like I said, I'm sure as soon as I put this video out, the actual lookbook is going to drop with the prices. So we're going to have to do this all over again. This is my only pink shirt, so I might have to rewear it. I don't know. Maybe I'll change my jewelry. We'll see. Let me know in the comments, like, is there anything that you're scoping out? Do you have any information on the drops? Like, and what's a prestige client at Louis Vuitton? How much do you have to spend to be prestige? Why aren't I prestige yet? Anyway, guys, until next time, stay safe, have fun, good luck. I hope you get what you want. Until next time, guys, bye.